All right, what do we want to do? Really, this is the last song for a while. We got to talk.
Lord, I thank you for blessing me. You listen to my heart and my
I don't know.
attitude. I've made a brand new start. Lord, I thank you for this day. Please use me for your will. And when I sin and then repent, you are forgiving sin. I thank you for the gift of grace, the blood that Jesus shed. But most of all, I thank you 'cause you raised him from the dead. I've got a attitude, I'm changing my mind. I'm beginning a new day, leaving old ways behind. Lord, I thank you for blessing me. Please listen to my heart and my attitude. I've made a brand new start. God has not forgotten me, he is still in control. And there awaits some great rewards as I press toward the goal. I thank the Lord for all his love, his plan is for the best. And thanks when God reminds me I'm too blessed to be depressed. I've got a attitude, I'm changing my mind. I'm beginning a new day, leaving old ways behind. Lord, I thank you for blessing me. Please listen to my heart and my attitude. I've made a brand new start. I've made a brand new start.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
She made a brand new start. All right.
All right. Speaking of brand new starts, let's talk a little politics here.
Well, yeah, Netanyahu is offering a brand new start.
Well, Netanyahu sort of socked it to the UN. He said, you chastise Israel.
Israel?
Yes.
You chastise Israel, Netanyahu?
The UN. The UN, the members of the UN.
Yeah.
They don't really back Israel.
No, of course not.
Well, they chastise Israel, and he says you should stand with Israel because Israel is the only government in that part of the country that stands up for you. He said you listen to the Iranian president, Rouhani, talk about Iran and how Iran wants to destroy Israel, and you applaud him, he said. You listen to Putin, and then Russia turns around and starts bombing Syria. But the question is, as the Rev and I have just discussed during that little brief interlude, who are they bombing? Are they bombing the U.S.-sanctioned rebels who are fighting against Assad? Because that would certainly suit Russia's purposes because they want Assad to stay. But what about ISIS? They're not bombing ISIS.
Not yet. I think what they're doing makes sense. I was listening to one of these generals who analyzes the stuff. They're bombing a certain part, which is the western part of Syria. From that area, once they bomb it, they're going to send the troops in to solidify that area.
They're going to put boots on the ground?
No, Syria is.
Oh, Syria
is going to send the troops to that area. They're not going to go bomb somewhere 1,000 miles away from where ISIS is right now because it doesn't suit them. They're trying to enlarge Assad's control area. And so he's bombing the perimeter of where where his territory ends and the terrorist starts, and whoever is fighting him starts. Now, they're saying these are U.S.-backed troops, but they're all terrorist groups. Al-Qaeda is one of the ones that's fighting Assad, and they mentioned like three or four other terrorist groups that are they're fighting Assad. And
so we're supporting terrorism.
And the U.S. coalition, which is the Emirates, Jordan, Israel.
Not Israel.
Yes, they're part of the coalition, sure. There's a coalition of the Emirates, not Egypt, Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Israel,
Jordan.
Jordan,
I think that's about
States. I don't know, there's about 5 or 6 countries. And that's the U.S. coalition. The Russian coalition is now Iraq, Syria, Iran, and Russia. So we each have our own coalition, and we each have our own interests. So we're supporting terror groups to attack Assad. Russia is supporting Assad, who's who's basically a very vicious leader.
I would think so.
And like our buddy Mr. Trump said, let them kill each other. Who cares?
You know, I'm glad you mentioned something about you know, the other thing is the immigrants who are leaving Syria. You know, everybody's up in arms about where are they going to go, and countries should take them in. Okay, and I'd like to say one thing as a Jew. Okay, when Jews were fleeing Europe in the late 30s, okay, just prior to the actual start of World War II, which actually began when Hitler invaded Poland, okay, in 39. But many Jews saw the writing on the wall, and countries were reluctant to take them in. And we all remember the movie The Ship of Fools. That was the St. Louis, which sailed out of Germany, and it sailed to England, it sailed to Cuba, it sailed to South America. All these countries turned them away. They wound up going back to Germany, where many of them perished during the Holocaust. Okay? But now we're being asked, and it hurts me, because you know I'm a liberal. Okay? But it hurts me that back then, you know, it seems like the Jews always get the short straw. You know, they always do. Jews are the first ones to stand up for everybody's rights. Okay? But where was the world when the Jews needed them? And they were nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, you know, you told me that happened before World War II started. My father and mother, escaped, the German terrorism, and my mother survived the Holocaust because of my father saving her. But at the end of the war, when they wanted to try to leave the area, they couldn't go anywhere in the world except for Israel. Nobody else would take them. Same thing. This was after the war.
That's right.
After the war, they still nobody would take him. And my father was a Christian. My wife and my mother was a Jew, and it didn't matter. Nobody would take him. The only one that wanted to take him wasn't even the state yet. I don't know. I guess it was the English were in charge there of Israel.
Well, the English were in. Israel was a protectorate at that time. It wasn't a state, obviously, but it's almost like as soon as Israel got statehood, Great Britain washed their hands of them, had nothing to do with them. The fighting that went on between the Palestinians and the Egyptians and the newly formed state of Israel, hey, this is your problem. We have nothing to do with this.
Yeah. Oh, but the other thing is that what's his name again? The Israeli guy?
Netanyahu.
Netanyahu said he's willing to go to talks with the Palestinians with no preconditions.
Which is really a first for him because he's always been a hardliner.
Yep.
But I think, but one of the things the Palestinians would be a two-state solution, and I don't think he's going to go for that.
Well, what he said was
no, I know.
No preconditions. He said that today to the UN.
Well, you know why? Because it's the only way that there might be some sort of hope for peace in that region.
And he was never really too interested in that. It seems maybe he's getting political pressure
I'm
now
sure
too.
he probably is. And with those words of wisdom, ladies and gentlemen, the doc here is going to do his job and make some coffee. So Felix will entertain you for the next 5 minutes or so.
Which you know what that means? Eye plugger time. Eye plugger time. What are you complaining about? Listen to some good music from up and coming stars. Either that or listen to some music from not so up and coming stars. So let's go see what we got here and some new releases from iPluggers. Obiada, let's see, what is this? Obiada. The name of the song is Sleepy Suburbia, and they're from the United Kingdom. Obiada. Let's see what Sleepy Suburbia sounds like. Suburbia.